interesting phenomenon has been occurring lately. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. Just a couple days ago, I was in the supermarket and I was picking up a few things, and I come around the aisle, and as I'm coming around the aisle, I practically collide with this young woman we just have baskets. I didn't have that much to get. I want to say I had like 5 items. Okay. And I'm going to say she had like 4. She had a basket, but we kind of collided almost with each other. And I said, "Oh, excuse me." And she looked up and she had little earbuds in her ears. And she took an earbud out and she said, "I'm listening to your podcast right now." Whoa. Which freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting myself. And I sent out a tweet about this. But I realized it's been happening more frequently. Walking around, I'll bump into someone and they'll say, it actually happened near our podcast studio here in Larchmont. Someone said, "Oh, I'm listening to you right now." Huh. And it feels like we need to discuss this, meaning what should the etiquette be? Do I need to reward these people somehow?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Do I need to have a Willy Wonka golden ticket on me at all times?
Yes.
If you're listening to the podcast and you can prove it as you pass me, is there a secret handshake? I mean, that's all. I'm just opening this up, and it may be that we decide, no, there's nothing we do. I have no obligation to these people, but it's a phenomenon that has not existed before. No one could run into me while they were watching my late night show all those years because they were in their home watching it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is a new thing where people are walking around, roaming around, possibly listening to me. And as we know, I'm not some, one of those celebs that is always hidden from public view. I do everything I can to be seen constantly.
You do. That's another thing. They might see you put the podcast on and be like, "Oh my God, I'm listening to you right now."
Whatever pumps my ego. I don't care at all.
You're okay with that.
I'm okay with them cheating. I'm wondering, are there people who are listening to the podcast and see me and go, "Oh God," and go the other way? Does that happen?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I can't be too embarrassed.
I can't take a double dose of this guy's voice right now.
I doubt that. Okay. I bet they'd be more embarrassed to say, "Oh, I'm actually listening to you right now," and they'll seem obsessed with you, which you would love.
I would love that.
Yeah. I get really weird when people say they recognize my voice to the point where I feel like, because you are also a people pleaser, so I don't know if I need to give them something. And sometimes I'm like, do I give them Conan's number?
I love that. You're my personal assistant, and you're thinking about giving people my personal phone number.
Should we call you?
You know what you should do is hand them your phone and say you get to pick one celebrity phone number out of there.
Yeah. And guess what? I would not be the pick. Of the numbers that you probably have. But
it's very exciting.
Technology has created a new situation where someone can be hearing your voice walking around in the world and then encounter you. And so if that happens, it feels like I don't know. I'm just questioning.
You should give every person that's listening to you and finds you in public $100, and then make this kind of like a treasure hunt.
I guess fuck you is the appropriate response.
I'm sorry, $500.
Now you're talking. No, I do not want to do that. Right now, what happens when people see me and they want to show that they know them, and this happens all the time, is they say "Katakai" as God, and that happens. I walk through airports and I hear "Katakai, Katakai."
I'm even starting to get some of those now too. Yeah, it's getting pandemic-y.
Yeah, well, you do wear a hat that says "I'm Matt Gourley, friend of Conan O'Brien." And it's not a little baseball cap. It's a very large top hat that the Mad Hatter would have worn in Alice in Wonderland. But anyway, that's your business. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I just didn't know if there's a little... I'm very appreciative that people listen.
Isn't the gift the podcast? Like, you're welcome.
The gift's the podcast.
All along.
You're welcome, right? You should, when people say, "Hey, I'm listening to you right now," you should just be like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, with real attitude.
Yeah, fuck you, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your thing.
I love that. Fuck you, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, Conan, I'm just encountering you right now at this Buddhist temple. You're lighting a candle. And I also happen to be listening to "Fuck you! You're welcome." Oh, boy. So out on the podcast, you're talking about how kindness is important. Yeah, well, that's the podcast. You're lucky to get it. It's pretty hard to get. It's actually free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Be like, you're welcome for that gift I gave you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
So you went one way. Gourley went to, I hand them a crisp $100 bill.
Crisp. Mint issue.
We're very different.
You know what? I should have gag $100 bills made. Oh. It looks like a $100 bill, but really it's my face on it.
Yeah.
And it says, "You've been Conan." And I'm making like a really lascivious face on it, and I've got moose antlers, and
that's the same as saying "fuck you."
Yeah. Well, that's on the other side, where usually there's the pyramid with the eye. That's where there's the "fuck you." You gotta lay these things out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we haven't figured it out yet, but if you do see me and you are listening to the podcast, when you see
Conan, just go up to him and go, "Fuck you!"
No, don't do that. What if I'm with my kids? That's going to be traumatic for me. Don't
That's what
do
they
that.
say to you.
Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
Man.
Don't do that.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
You're
a
welcome.
good guy.
You're welcome.
My daughter will be crying. Why did that happen?
No, she'll probably laugh.
Oh, yeah. They love it when I'm verbally assaulted on the street. Well, what a wonderful session. What a nice button to a session.
We did it again.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll see you out there. Keep on listening, fans. And fuck you. You're welcome.